about the game that we're playing, like
Okay.
if something happens. Because remember, we may not even add the gameplay. We might just add something like ARK gameplay or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway. All right, get ready to start. Like you start when you want it.
What's up, guys? I'm James,
I'm Kody.
and
Wait,
today,
no, stop. Wait. Stop. Did you stop it?
yeah,
I don't think we should say our real names. I think we should say like James Coolcraft and Cod King because I don't really like to share my actual name online.
okay.
Right.
Hey, what's up, guys? I am James Coolcraft,
I'm Cod King.
and today we are talking about a hypothetical ARK DLC based around the water.
Stop recording. I think. All right. Do you mind? Can I just do an example of an introduction we could do?
Okay.
Hey guys, Cod King here, and my good friend James Coolcrafter, and you say hi.
Hello.
Like, not hello, like hey, sort of laid back.
Hey, what's up?
Right. And in this episode of our podcast, we'll be talking about our work in progress map, Oceania, and the locations of Oceania. So sit back, relax, and enjoy listening to the podcast. Now, what you'll expect in the podcast is pretty much just us, like, chilling out, talking about the locations, describing some of the more major locations and all that. And while this is all going on, we will have some gameplay of possibly some games while we talk, just so the background's not completely bland. So enjoy the podcast. Don't you like that?
Yeah, that's good.
Because in media arts, I do media arts as one of my electives. We done podcasting, and our assignment was we had to make a podcast.
So, are you like, do you know how to do it good now?
All right, so I'll start off. Just do. Are you able to click like really well?
What do you mean?
Are you able to click your fingers like that?
I can't snap.
Okay. I'll snap and you start. Okay. What can you? Tell me when it started. You'll just have to edit out the first bit where you say that we're on, and like I'll start the intro. Okay, so tell me when we're on, and yeah,
We are
I'll
on.
start. Hey guys, Cod King here, and my good friend James.
Hey, what's up?
And in this episode of our podcast, we'll be talking about the locations of our work in progress map, Oceania. What you can expect in the podcast is us talking about the locations and details of major locations that we think should be solely discussed. Now, so you guys don't get completely bored throughout the podcast, we'll have gameplay or footage of some sort playing on in the background, so you guys aren't completely bored while we talk. So the first part of we're going to talk about is the sandbars. So originally the sandbars were like they were the so the sandbars sole purpose was to act as a starting point for the survivors. Now, these sandbars would contain very minimal resources such as wood, thatch, berries, so food, starting resources, and a new sort of mechanic or in a way or detail that we personally added, which was jellyfish like creatures washing up on the shore. So dead ichthyes, fish, jellyfish, possibly the occasional megalodon. Pretty much stuff that we've died from like high tide or low tide, stuff that got caught. All that. And these can be harvested for materials, such as the jellyfish for the biotoxin, and the like sharks and the dead fish for rotting meat and hide. The second location, which is one that I personally am attached to, is Refuge Island. Now, James, do you want to give them a bit of a description on Refuge Island?
Okay. So Refuge Island would be the biggest island located on the map, and it would also be one of the spawn locations. Now, because of the, we would still need a water-dominated map, so it would only be about 2 times the size of Carnivore Island on the island map. And because the map would still focus mainly on the water, creatures like Rexes, Quetzals, Brunos, and late-game animals like those would not spawn on the island.
Technically, the biggest creature you might find on Refuge Island, like that, like one of the original creatures, could potentially be an Aller, maybe a Megalosaurus, something around that. But like when we get to the lore of the map, you'll understand why. Basically, the large creatures just wouldn't be able to survive. They wouldn't have enough room, and the creatures there, there wouldn't be enough food there, logically, to sustain a large amount of creatures, of like a large amount of large creatures such as T-Rex. So yeah, the Refuge Island would have a few cave entrances that would lead down to the underwater cave section. Now, down here would greatly resemble Aberration in terms of flora and fauna. So it'll have bioluminescent, like flora and possibly some aberration creatures such as Ravagers and Mole Rats. Sorry. And these would have moon pools that would lead out to places like the seagrass plains, the coral reefs, and all that, which we will get to in the podcast as well. The cave, the like underwater cave section underneath Refuge Island would be it'd be tunnel-like. It'd have tunnels leading throughout underneath the ocean, like underneath Refuge Island, potentially underneath the coral reef. It'd sort of be a wide area, and it'd serve as another starting place for the survivors. However, it would be a lot more difficult to survive due to the higher concentration of predators. And yeah, another key aspect of Refuge Island is the mangroves and the swamp that would be located. I think originally it was located to the west of the island. Am I right about that, James?
Yeah.
Around to the west. The mangroves would be a more passive place with trees and more passive creatures. It'd still have the potential threats such as the occasional Sako or Capro, but for the most part, it's fairly safe, except for leeches and swamp flu. But the deadly swamp, which would sort of interconnect with the mangrove, so sort of blend, like discreetly blend in with the mangrove swamp. That would be the more dangerous place, having more carnivores, and not necessarily being the place you want to start off in. Onto the air pockets. The air pockets will be like the air. Huh?
I have to leave.
Will we use the footage that we had, or
Yeah.
okay?
I'm gonna get on
Is there a
in
way?
an hour.
Okay, is there a way? Well, it depends.